Microphone check. Right. Right, guys. We're going to be doing a live impromptu pop-up popcorn style masterclass on sales and digital marketing. It's going to be for the purpose of those who rely on Facebook, rely on Instagram, rely on social media channels for their customers. We're not here to throw shade on Facebook or Instagram for being down. We're not here to throw shade on WhatsApp for being down. It just really sucks. A lot of my clients that I work with, a lot of projects I work on, they rely on these channels. I rely on these channels too to have conversation. And if you're looking at my screen right now, what's horrific, what's horrible for some people is that in the inbox of Facebook Messenger, inside of the inbox for Instagram Messenger, look, WhatsApp down, can't get in. It keeps retrying to access. And the reason why we are recording this, not only do I, but people we work with, people we mentor, they too also rely on these channels to communicate with their staff, to communicate with their team. I outsource a lot of my work too, to the Philippines, to India, for a lot of my projects that are very technical. Many I do here, but if you're anything like me, you're a digital marketer, and you rely on those talent workers, skillful workers, to help you implement across the water, and now you can't access them. Man, that sucks. If you are also like me and you rely on selling your product and your services on the internet, maybe you had a scheduled Facebook live event today and now you can't get on and go live to all those people. And maybe you plan for it to be an amazing attended event where everybody is convinced that they need what you are selling, and now you can't make that happen. Why? Because Facebook is down. Why? Because Instagram is down. Why? Because WhatsApp is down. And listen, I'm affected or impacted by this too. And what we need more of is a better way to have conversation with the customers we sell to, with the staff we work with our sales and marketing departments. We need to have a better ecosystem, a better engineered system to communicate with customers on any channel, Doesn't matter if it's WhatsApp. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube. It doesn't matter if it's Facebook, Instagram. But let's not stop there, because most of that is online. What about text? What about voice? What about email? Like what if we could talk to our customers and sell to them on more than just social media channels? Now, some of you probably say, oh man, I already do that. I already have channels. I already rely on direct sellers. I already rely on new business development managers. I already rely on a sales force to bring in customers. But let's be honest. What if they are selling your products or services through one of these channels? It doesn't help you at all right now to know that you can't get your product or service into the marketplace where you rely on the most. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Here I am actually broadcasting live on YouTube because we could not broadcast on Facebook or Instagram. And so what do? We do what we know how to do. I mean, if we can put people in space, surely we can figure this problem out. That problem is a communication problem. And for that matter, it's a sales problem. It's a marketing problem. It's a support problem. Customers get frustrated because communication is not being exchanged. And it can ruin many of us. What do? We build a system. We build and we develop a system. So what I've been doing is planning to have these master classes where we take you into what we are referring to as a customer messaging platform, where not only where you do messaging, but also you do payments, so you can accept payments. You can also invoice. You can also schedule and book. You can also create subscription-based products inside of this thing, so you can have conversation. Now, we are in beta with this, and we thought, man, okay, if we can't go live on Facebook and Instagram, let's go live on YouTube. And I'd love to take you inside, behind the scenes. Now, before I take you into this, I want to let you know, I'm taking you into a sandbox account. It's an account that we think is, it just has basic information in it. And before I do, what I want you to do, if you are watching this live stream, no matter where you are watching this live stream, do me a favor, drop a comment, let me know where you are watching from. Okay, just put in the chat, just say, hey, I'm watching from Europe, or hey, I'm watching from South America, hey, I'm watching from Australia, hey, I'm watching from California. You're like right down the street from me. Okay, cool. Also, let me know in the comments, if you're watching this now or later, where you sell most of your services at. Like, what channel is that? Is that LinkedIn? Is that Facebook? Is that Instagram? Comment. Let me know what channel you are selling in. Do you do most of your sales through email? Do you do most of your sales through text? Please let me know in the chat before we get started. I'm going to show you, as you are making your comment, I'm going to show you how we have developed a solution we think may be a good fit for you or someone you know who really struggles with churn on their sales. They seem to can't get their customers to stick. Also, you may be a business owner who you still work from spreadsheets. You still work from paper-based systems. You're still writing things down. And here we are going into 2022, and you've been thinking about, maybe you haven't, a CRM, a customer relationship manager tool. It's a place where you store all of your contacts. You're able to communicate with them almost instantly. Now, whether the customer responds back, that's on them. But if they do, you are there to serve them. You are there to help them. Now, you may be in another scenario where you are a business owner, or maybe you know a business owner, and now they're not really struggling on the churn, right? Maybe they're not struggling on shifting from being paper-based system to now paperless systems. Maybe now you are a business where you're looking to scale. You're looking to scale your customer interaction, your customer engagement, and you're looking to create a better customer experience, an experience on the internet where you can have conversations online, but you can also have conversations offline, so that you remove the burden of sales and marketing being disconnected, and we bring those two departments together, and we are able to create a system. This is what I'm going to show you right now. Okay? Now, moving into this, what we like to do this this blueprint, we like to use this diagram. This diagram that we use is a way that we visualize what we are saying, and hopefully helping you make sense of this system or this technology that other businesses like you are starting to use. And yes, there are other businesses who are beginning to use this system. Now, this system I'm on right now, no, but it is definitely a place to start. So whenever you are looking to do or start a digital marketing initiative on the internet, okay, I'm going to name this demo. I want to walk you into a conversation or a meeting. These are not lengthy meetings. These are precise meetings. These are meetings to extract. These are meetings to ask more information about your business. As a matter of fact, if I were on a digital marketing call right now, what I would do is go into this storytelling mode. I would say, hey, can you tell me how you got started in your business, right? In front of this blank canvas. You go out to the website, you book a call, you set an appointment, we meet online. We're not just talking, but we are actually diagramming or visualizing what systems you are currently using, if any, and let's see if we can make those systems work better, right? And so what we do is we start inside of this platform, and we say, okay, if I were a customer in 2021, after hearing your story on how you got started with your business, I would say, how do your current customers discover who you are? How do you communicate with them? How do they know you exist? And for many of you, you would say, oh, most people go to our website. Okay, cool. So this icon represents your website, okay? Some of you may say, oh, I typically get my start with Facebook. I go out to the Facebook marketplace and I post. Okay, so you are spending most of your time for sales on Facebook. Cool. Some of you may say, well, I like to take selfies. I'm more Instagram. So I love DMing people or telling people to DM me. So you may go out to Instagram. Keep in mind, Instagram and Facebook are down right now. It sucks. I can't access it either, but I'm sure they'll get it back up. Okay. But this is why we're making this, so you can be better prepared whenever we get online and we're looking to engage and prospect and interact with our customers. And if any one of these channels go down, this would be a really good plan for you in case this happens again. Now, some of you may say, oh, I go out to the internet, I buy lists from other people in the industry, email list. And so most of my interaction, most of my engagement happens through email. Cool. Right? So when you're looking at this structure, some of you say, okay, I typically, just tell people to go to my website, and this is what this is. Some of you, you're posting on Facebook several times a day. You're spending about 3, 4, 5 hours a day on Facebook. Don't you hate it? Some of you are spending lots and lots of time on Instagram. You're commenting on people's stuff. You're sending messages. You're networking. Okay. Some of you are doing email. Some of you are purchasing email list. You're sending it out to everyone in your database. And that's how you typically get or find your customer. Some of you are on Google. Some of you are running ads on Google. If you're a little bit more advanced in this digital marketing thing, this landscape, you are familiar that you can go out to the internet and you can perform a search on any topic, and Google will serve your advertisement at the top of the list for that keyword or that phrase. And so some of you say, hey, I typically just go out to Google. I spend about $10 a day, or I spend $50 a day. It generally gets me about 10 leads or 20 leads a day or a week. And I close about 10 deals or 5 deals or 1 deal a month. Okay, cool. And it pays for itself. You're awesome. You're a rock star. That's a little bit more advanced. That's not everyone, but, and some of you you're not buying, you're doing the same thing. You're spending money on the internet to be discovered, but you're not buying on Google. You're buying on Facebook. Okay, cool. So Facebook is giving you your next customer. Mark Zuckerberg algorithm is responsible for your next customer. Hey, good job. Okay. And if you are finding customers on Facebook and you're watching this right now at the time of this recording, Facebook is down. It sucks, I know. And so ultimately what we are going to do in this master class, we're going to show you step by step how to reach your customers outside of Facebook. You're going to be surprised how we do this. Next, you get some of your traffic from YouTube. So right now I am live streaming on YouTube. And some of you say, yeah, I typically make content videos in order to sell directly to my customer or in order to find my next customer. And I post these 10-minute videos, these 5-minute videos, these 20, 30-minute videos, if anybody's watching it. And that's how I typically get people to reach out to me. I give them my email address, I give them a phone number, or I give them whatever, my website, and that's how I find my customers. Good. Now, some of you are probably creating content, and this content you're making is more podcast. So, I have like a Spotify in here. So some of you are you've been thinking about it. Maybe you're doing it, but you have a podcast. And so you publish a podcast, you're in people's ears. You tell them to go to a website, and that's how they typically discover what you do. You're amazing. Okay. What are we showing here? We are showing that there are multiple ways to interact with today's customer. If we spend too much time on Facebook, we'll forget, or we won't make the effort to engage and to interact with customers on other channels. Why? Because Facebook is paying my bills right now, okay? Or Instagram right now pays my bills. Or I meet typically my next clients on on email. And that's awesome and that's amazing, but you do have to diversify today. If you're not diversifying your marketing channels or communication, you're losing the competitive advantage. Hate to break it to you. I hate to be the one to break it to you. And if you already knew this, great. You should probably do something about it. Is that if any of your channels go down that you totally rely on, and now your salespeople, maybe you're the owner and you have some sales reps, and their leads have just begun to dry up, or maybe you rely on people coming to your website and you rely on that traffic and SEO, that search engine optimization you put in so that you rank number one. Listen, guys, your best strategy is to not rely just on one strategy. Your best strategy in marketing, getting people's attention, driving them to a purchase, and turning them into a paying customer. Your best strategy is to have multiple strategies, not just one. So if you do have salespeople in place, great. What else can you integrate, or what else can you initiate for marketing? If you rely on direct sellers or salespeople or Facebook, great. Let's try to shift or move some of that effort to Instagram and to other channels on the internet. It is not, in my opinion, as a digital marketing executive, I drive people away from relying on one channel and saying you need to have multiple channels. And because I've been hinting towards this, some of the clients have said recently, do you have a platform that can streamline all of my sales and marketing in one place? And we said, well, the best thing you can do is integrate a CRM. So what we have in place is a CRM. Okay? Now this CRM, any of your contacts you have on Facebook, any of your contacts you have on Instagram, any of your contacts from email, from your Google ads, from your Facebook ads, from your LinkedIn content or YouTube content. I forgot to put LinkedIn up there. Some of you are heavy on LinkedIn. Something's happening over there. But in order for you to maximize your online or your digital presence, turn people into paying customers, get them to the right checkout pages, you have to do something. You have to diversify your channels and put people into your CRM. Okay, we're going to call this CRM. Okay, and if you can't see that, we'll make this bigger. Remember, this is a master class, ladies and gentlemen. So this CRM that you have in place is, if it's doing its job, what happens on the other end, the output of the CRM, is to help you do a couple of things. Number one, yes, let's deal with the most obvious. It ultimately drives people to some type of sales action. Okay? Turn them into a paying customer. Secondly, this CRM, if it's doing its job, it can also schedule. No, I'm not talking about signing into other platforms. I'm talking about one unified platform where not only can you accept payment, but you can also schedule. All right. The next thing your CRM should be able to do, okay, in 2021, you should be able to import and tag all of your contacts so they are organized, they are segmented. So if you ever need to communicate with, say, if you're in multiple markets and you're in business today and you sell in California and you sell in Texas, let's just say, that's where your distribution is. Your distribution should tag those two types of contacts so you can distinguish between who you are communicating with. If Texas likes to be sold to one way or sells one way, you should not be sending out the same type of emails to those types of customers in California the same way. At some point, tags allow us to personalize the conversation or personalize communication from the company to the customer. Hopefully this makes sense. Okay, another thing your CRM should be able to do it should also be able to get people to turn into a lead. Now, let me explain this. When we say lead, it's not limited to just lead. There are multiple stages for your customer journey. Everyone, let me get your attention. There's up to 3% of people who are active buyers on the internet. That's it. Every single day when we wake up and we drive attention to our business, to our product, to our offer, we're trying to drive the attention of up to 3% of the world's population connected to the internet. Let me explain. 3% is the average, according to Deloitte, according to McKinsey and Company, some of these surveying companies. There's an active 3% of somebody who's willing to pull out their credit card and make a purchase or take a bet on your offer. Now that's exciting, because if you're the only player in that space, in that industry, in that niche, you always have access to 3% of the buyers. That's pretty amazing. But if you're competing, you're in the credit card or credit repair, or you're in real estate marketing, or you are in, like me, digital marketing, we are fighting, scrapping over 3%. And what I'm excited about is that a CRM helps you organize what stage a customer's in. Are they a prospect? Are they a lead? Are they a paying customer? Are they a long time paying customer? Let's tag those contacts based on the status or stage that they are in. And hopefully this is all making sense. Now, one last thing I'll give you on this masterclass is a CRM should be able to get people to check out. Now, should not be confused with the same thing as this first icon I put out. This first icon really is being able to connect your payment processor, your Stripe, your PayPal, your merchant payment processor. That should be connected into your CRM. But down here, your CRM should be able to get people we call customers or we call prospects to a checkout page, to a payment page. And the way that we do that today in digital marketing best practice is through a link. So today, right now, if you are a prospect and you are interested in a product I was selling, these earbuds, if I wanted to get you to purchase, the best method, the fastest method today is to just send a message in the form of a text with a link to that checkout page. Your CRM, if you are paying for one today, should be able to provide that function. If not, you're not getting the most out of today's customer experience. And that's why we're making this masterclass today. We're making this masterclass to show you what you are potentially missing out on, how to give you more competitive advantage in the marketplace, to give you instant access to your customers. And okay. All right, so you can see that now that we have this CRM, let's go here. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the CRM that we are in beta with today. The CRM we refer to as Omnichannel. Omnichannel is a CRM that you can use for your business, for your company. And it will make your company omni-channel. Meaning, all of these channels you saw set up, okay? So Facebook, Instagram, email, some Google, some Facebook, some YouTube even. All of this communicates with our CRM, we refer to as Omnichannel, and it also gives you the features or function of making a purchase. Connecting your payment process so that you can upload your products and sell your products on the internet in less than 24 hours. Also, the CRM I'm about to show you, it has scheduling capability so you can book appointments, especially if you get paid for your time or you bill for your time. This is key. And so we integrate into calendars like Google Outlook. Next, you can tag contacts inside of this. So these are basic functions a CRM should be able to do. Next, we do have an opportunity or pipeline dashboard so you can keep track of each prospect and the lead stage they are in. Okay. And last but not least, and your salespeople will love that, by the way, if you deal with salespeople. And last but not least, one of the key benefits we see our current users utilize this for is to send a checkout page link to their customers so that there's no hassle, there's no friction in getting people to check out. Let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the CRM. So if you express any interest in the CRM, in the comments section, what I want you to do is pay very close attention to how we onboard or how we get you set up inside of the CRM. This CRM, when you first get access, now I am giving you exposure, full exposure to everything. If we turned on everything in the CRM, this is what you would see. Now, in the future, we're going to be creating content around the CRM, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove or disable some of the different features you have in here and focus just on one single feature. But for the purpose of this masterclass, you are seeing every single capability this tool has to offer. Number one, I'm going to drive your attention to the Launchpad. The Launchpad was created because we noticed when we onboard a new company into the CRM, there's these list of tasks you have to do in order to find success in this. Now, we're currently beta testing with 100 users, and we have found this is critical to your success. You're not just getting access to a dashboard or a platform or CRM and, hey, let me figure this out. We actually want to set you up for success. And one of the things we do is we give you a launch pad so you can check off everything you need to do, every task you need to perform in order to get the most out of the CRM. That being, number one, there is an app to this. So you download the app. Some of you are going to work on the go. Some of you are not going to sit like me, sit in front of this computer and work. Some of you are going to work with your phone, and that's okay. We made this for that purpose. You download the app. Once you download the app, you sign in. You'll get a green check mark there at the top, letting us know that you have downloaded the app and you have access. Cool. Secondly, we give you access, you give us access to your Google My Business. If you're just seeing this for the first time and you're in business and you have no idea what Google My Business is, that's okay. This is something that we can assist with you in setting up. But what I want to call your attention to is this Google My Business is your communication channel. And when I say is, it officially is your communication channel from Google. Instead of pulling your hair out on SEO and trying to rank on the first page, set up a Google My Business page. Because let's be honest here, most people, they're still going to go to Google first. They're still going to mention the word Google in one of their searches for your service or product. And if you can position yourself on the first page using Google My Business, you will have great impact from setting this up. And this is why we make this one of those standard channels we recommend you set up in order to have more conversation across multiple channels. Next, we want you to set up your Facebook business page. And we want to get access to your Facebook Messenger. Why? Because if you're having multiple conversation on text, on email, through Facebook, Instagram, all of these channels, it's viable for it's critical for us to get access to your Facebook Messenger, because ultimately what we are trying to do is streamline. Remember, according to that diagram, we're trying to streamline all of your conversation and communication with your customers online into one single inbox. We call this a unified platform. Okay. Next, we want you to embed our web chat on your website. If you can take if you can take a second, and while I'm talking, open up a new tab. And for those of us watching, when you open up that new tab, go to your website. Okay? On your website, let me go to my website too. I want you to comment. If you're watching this masterclass, comment if you have web chat on your website. In other words, do you have like an attendant, an auto attendant on your website, on your homepage, where everyone in the world can access your business? And do you have a web chat like we're looking at right now? If not, you're losing your competitive advantage. The reason why this is so important and critical that you have access to your web chat is some people you may have customers who are paying and they need your attention right now. They tried the other channels, they tried to call you, they tried to email you, and now they're on your website. Well, this web chat serves as a support and sales channel. Most companies on their website will not have a web chat. And more importantly, maybe you do have a web chat on your website, but there's no human person on the other side responding to the inquiries coming through your website. And that's a loss for your business. And the last time I checked, you started your business to win. And so if you don't have a web chat on your website, you're not winning, you're losing. And we want to help you win. And the way that we help you win is by embedding a web chat. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, where else can you go in this masterclass? Listen to me. Where else can you go on the internet today and find a CRM that will give you a web chat on your web page or on your website in order to have conversation? Now, the key, because it really wouldn't do you any good if we help you capture more conversations on your website, but we did not stick those contacts in your CRM. Well, we're happy to announce that any conversation you start on, or any conversation started on your website, will automatically place that contact into your CRM with the conversation that you had with that contact. That's amazing stuff. Amongst other things, remember, in the diagram, we want to connect to your payment processor. And in this case, we like to connect your Stripe account. So if you don't have a Stripe account, that's okay. You can still connect a payment processor. Our go-to payment processor, it doesn't cost you anything except for 2.9 cents every single time there's a checkout or purchase. That's going to be Stripe. So, hey, Rich, can it send invoices? Yes, it can send invoices. But you're going to be paying 2.9% in order to send that invoice and receive the funding from that payment. Hey, Rich, can I upload my products inside of Stripe and sell it from your CRM? Yes. But keep in mind, you do have to absorb that 2.9% of the checkout. All right. Next, what we offer in addition to is some basic SEO services, if that's your thing, and also team member access. So if you are working, and it's not just you, you're not a solopreneur, there is a team to you. There's an office manager, there's a sales manager, there's a marketing manager. Your marketing manager should know what a CRM is. There's lots of value here that we're offering. And what's exciting about this is once you're connected to all of these channels, if any of these channels go down, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, we continue to provide you other means of communication outside of those channels. So let me explain. In here, and I'm just going through bits and pieces just to give some value. If you have any type of conversation in this CRM with any of your customers, you upload your customers here, you add your tags, you keep a record of all your contacts, and you want to start communicating. There is only one thread or one inbox to communicate from, no matter the channel. So we like to refer to this as omni-channel. This is why we call it omni-channel. It's because you have access to communicate on text. That's a channel. You have access to communicate through voice. That's a channel, right? Making a phone call. You also have access to communicate through Facebook Messenger or Instagram direct message. Those are channels. And you kind of get the point here, right? I mean, I can go to an email. So if there's an email on here, email can also connect you to your customers. So the objective here is to solve a very common problem most businesses have today, and that is giving them access to more channels to have conversation with their customers. That's it. Anything else you do outside of the scope of that is probably based on your expertise within your industry. So if you make something unique within the CRM for your industry, for your business, for your brand, awesome. We're here for that, and we want to support you in that once you get access to this CRM. The CRM, being omni-channel, gives you access to, remember, we were saying one of the worst things you can do is limit or restrict the amount of channels you're communicating on today. And this omni-channel CRM gives you access to these multiple channels. Now, what we're going to do, that covers lesson number 1 for this channel. It's really just showing you, hey, in this masterclass, the objective here is to show you the capabilities of being able to communicate outside of these other channels that most of us rely on as business owners. What I'm hoping to do in this masterclass, I've just given you a high-level view of the problem we are solving and how we're going to put a solution in your hands, because this is totally free to get into the CRM for the first 100 users. But what we're doing is we're giving you access to this on the back end so we can get your feedback. Once we get your feedback, then we can develop a solution inside of the CRM that fits your unique business. So it becomes a CRM that can fit within any type of business, and for that matter, any business who is selling in any type of market. The goal here is you can't sell or you can't do business today or marketing today without a CRM. More importantly, a CRM that gives you access to omni-channel, or in other words, any channel on the internet. So we're giving you the ability to sell everywhere. And for that matter, we're giving you the ability to accept payments from any of these channels. All you have to do is put in the investment, the time it takes to learn how to utilize this technology in order to make those things happen. I hope you enjoyed this first lesson. This first lesson is covering the high-level view. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And what I want to do is say, hey, for those of you who are a business owner and you've been watching this, you stepped in, you watched some of this when it was live, we're inviting you to the next lesson. So we're giving you a sneak peek of what we're going to be diving into. We're going to be diving into each module. We're going to be going into the dashboard. We're going to go into the conversations. We're going to go into contacts. We're going to go into marketing. We're going to go into funnels and websites. We're going to get into all of it, because the goal is to help you work from one unified platform, an all-in-one CRM that helps you with all your business needs. Now, there's a couple things you can do from here. The first thing you can do to take action is, if you are watching this live impromptu pop-up masterclass, you can leave a comment in the YouTube feed. And if you let us know in the YouTube feed that you are interested, we will hop into the feed or the comment section. We will get your email address or phone number, whichever you prefer. We'll get you an invite, learn a little bit more about your business, and then ultimately get you limited access to the CRM. I say limited access because this is not available to everyone. It's only available to the first 100 users. And we're currently enjoying the users we're working with, but we're looking to fill up for the 100. And once we have 100 users in here and we get your feedback, then we're going live to the public with this, in order to help more businesses like you have a frictionless ecosystem for their sales and their marketing. My name is Rich. Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed this, again, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let us know you are interested. We'll get you access to this beta CRM. There's no cost to you except for the time to learn how to use it. And we'll take the next step from there. We're looking forward to seeing you on the other side of this video. Coming to you live from San Diego, Temecula area. Also, let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you enjoyed this session. Let me know if, what we can talk about as it relates to the CRM. What would you want to learn most? That's what we want to get into on some of the next lessons.